How is everybody?
Friday. Happy long weekend ahead of
Oh,
us. You guys,
yes.
we will not be here on Monday. You
That's
should not be
right.
here on Monday. You should be enjoying the 3-day weekend
And not laboring.
and not laboring.
No, no
That's right.
laboring on Monday. That's right.
All right, let's do the things and the stuff, shall we?
Yes.
Shall we?
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to kick it off with an announcement that Tucker Carlson has made. So back in the day, he was very, very bejiggity, as rightly so, about 9/11 truthers and people who, you know, claim it's an inside job and do all the things. And now it appears that he has joined that group of people. And here is a new series that he is promoting.
The official story on 9/11 is a complete lie. The 9/11 report is a joke.
You have the CIA following two men all over the planet and then eventually even to America, right? And you don't tell the FBI. 9/11 Commission is a cover-up.
So what did happen? What did the government know? What did foreign governments know? There was a cover-up. Why? It's been nearly 25 years. It is time Americans learned what actually happened. We're going to tell you. We're releasing one episode per week.
Okay. So that's happening. So notice that there was, of course, the tie-in with the Jews.
Of
BB's
course,
picture there.
Right. I mean, listen, there are some things that happened that day that don't make a lot of sense to me either. I mean, I would love, questions to be asked. Like, and it doesn't hurt to ask questions, but sometimes I think people form a hypothesis in their minds and then they form questions to prove the hypothesis. You know what I mean?
And they'll bring guests that do exactly that.
Right. So that's the only thing. I mean, that's not the way to do it. But if that's my thought process on that. You know what I mean? But I do have questions. There are some questions I have about certain things that happened that day, but then, but I'm not like the Jews. So let's,
Well, there's been some reaction by people who know him. So Jonah Goldberg said the Tucker Carlson I knew for most of the last 3 decades would call this Tucker Carlson an unpatriotic, lying, money-grubbing grifter and attention whore. Them are some strong words coming from someone who apparently knows him well. Max Nordau said if Tucker Carlson wanted America to be weak, demoralized, self-hating, and ignorant of foreign enemies who seek to destroy it, what would he be doing differently?
Yeah. One of the things I saw when he was talking to Alex Jones about this, he was like, I used to go after people who were 9/11 truthers, but now, but I was a child and I was stupid. I was ignorant and I was a child, so it is interesting. It's interesting to see the transformation,
It is definitely interesting to see the transformation. Josh Hammer said, just asking questions about World War II, just asking questions about 9/11. Maybe pause and consider the distinct possibility that you've gone full retard and have lost the ability to distinguish right from wrong. But the most interesting reaction, I think, is from someone who worked with Tucker. And it's this guy, Jamie Weinstein, who said in 2010 or 2011, shortly after I began working for Tucker, he went on a 9/11 truther radio show and systematically dismantled the host on the guy's own show. It was hilarious, his best performance ever, in my opinion. The host was just humiliated by Tucker. And now this. So it has been a very big shift. And so, listen, I haven't watched it. I don't plan to watch it because I just find him to be almost intolerable anymore.
Yeah.
But
I think the premise of it is he started changing, or at least this is what he says. He started changing his mind because of Building 7. And that's what he starts talking about. So if you're interested in it, watch it. I'll try to be fair and balanced here. But at the same time, I do think that a lot of it has to do with, he hates Jewish people. He's like, you know what I mean? He's like pissed, maybe not Jewish people, but he hates Israel. He hates Israel. I should say that. And so he's like, oh my God, what else can we blame on them? I just think that there's a hypothesis there that he's like trying to connect dots. It's just my
Well, it was
personal
funny too,
opinion.
because yesterday he like retweeted some Jewish Twitter account with which he disagreed about something. And that was the only tweet he made
Right.
all day. Like he didn't say anything about Minneapolis, nothing. It was, how can I focus on the Jews today?
Right,
It's
right.
just, it's endless. It just will not stop. Him
Right.
and Candace, it's like all they can think about. That's it.
Yep. Yeah. You guys should think about our socials, though. You should think a little bit about those. Definitely check them out. chicksonright.com/links. Do it. You should do that. Also, click subscribe if you haven't done that already. We would really appreciate it if you did that.
That would be great.
Mhm.
We have some updates about some stories that we've been covering throughout the last few weeks. One is on the John Bolton thing. Remember when his house got
Oh, yeah.
raided?
That guy.
That wasn't that long ago.
That guy.
And there's a bit of an update. Here is the latest.
Federal investigators who raided John Bolton's Maryland home and D.C. office are reportedly analyzing emails received by a foreign government. Last week's raids revolved around the alleged mishandling of classified documents. And the New York Times reports the feds are looking into claims that another country intercepted Bolton's private emails. The Times reports that the investigation was advanced under the Biden administration before being shelved.
Huh.
Interesting.
No one is above the law, John.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, I know that's obviously still being investigated, but
Yep.
that is the update about that.
Yeah.
And then there was this crazy video that you sent me about Pete Hegseth reporting on the fact that there are coders from China working with the DoD cloud systems or
Yeah.
servers, which seems not good.
It seems antithetical to what we want in our country. Just maybe a little.
It just seems, why would
Yeah.
we be giving access to an
Right.
adversary? But what do I know, right?
Yeah.
So here is Pete Hegseth explaining now what's happening.
Last month, the Department of Defense was made aware of an Obama-Biden-era legacy program called Digital Escorts. For nearly a decade, Microsoft has used Chinese coders, remotely supervised by U.S. contractors, to support sensitive DoD cloud systems. The program was designed to comply with contracting rules, but it exposed the department to unacceptable risk. I mean, if you're thinking America first and common sense, this doesn't pass either of those tests. So I initiated an immediate review of this vulnerability, and I want to report our initial findings. So the use of Chinese nationals to service Department of Defense cloud environments, it's over.
Oh, I think that's great.
I think
Now,
that seems wise.
now do the 600,000 students that are coming here. Now do that.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Can we just not with China anymore?
Right.
Like, can
Just
we
stop it all. That would be
Can we
great.
just not? That would be great.
Mhm.
Also, an update about Lisa Cook, who I think we talked about yesterday. She is the Federal Reserve higher up who has been accused of doing some mortgage fraud on 2 different residences that she claimed to be primary residences. And so now because she's been fired by Trump and she's mad, she is suing. And so here is a report about that.
Good to see you.
Yeah, Bill, we knew this was going to happen. We've obtained here the lawsuit here. And in this lawsuit, it actually says not only lists President Trump as a defendant, but it also lists the Federal Reserve Board of Governors as well as the Fed chairman himself, Jerome Powell, as the head of that board as defendants in this. Now, it says in this lawsuit, it makes it that the operational integrity is vital to the Federal Reserve to be independent, an independent group. And they're saying politics should not get away. The argument in this is that it challenges the president's they're saying unprecedented and illegal attempt to remove Governor Cook from her position. They believe that there is no cause. Now, it says it subverts the Federal Reserve Act, which explicitly says the cause, there has to be for cause for the governor's removal. But the lawsuit is arguing that there hasn't been a cause because she has not been charged with a crime as of right now. The president's actions, according to this, violate the Fifth Amendment rights, is what it says in the lawsuit here of Lisa Cook. Cook seeks an immediate injunction to be able to legally stay in her position here. But again, this was just filed this morning in the District Court of Washington, D.C., and President Trump named as a defendant, but also the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, as well as the Fed chairman himself.
No, you don't get to stay. This is such a bullcrap because she got up on a stage, called him a fascist, said he was divisive, said all sorts of bad crap about him. He's like, "You fired." Why is this hard? So she's like, "I don't understand why I'm being fired." You don't? Okay. Because the whole mortgage fraud thing, because you're a giant biatch who said all sorts of mean things about your boss. If I did that in the private sector and I called my boss a fascist and said all sorts of mean things about him, don't you think I would be fired? The answer is yes. That's the answer.
Well,
I would be fired.
I mean, the fact that they were saying that the bar has not, like, according to her lawsuit, she hasn't met the bar basically of being convicted of a crime. Imagine that is the bar that you have to meet. That's the standard. That if you're an employer and you're only allowed to fire people who have been convicted of crimes, you can't fire for cause unless there's a crime.
Yeah, maybe.
How about you just don't want that person to be in your employ anymore?
Exactly. Maybe do better, federal employees. I feel like the federal employees out there who are actual good employees should be looking at her and going, "No, lady.
Yes.
We have higher standards than that." Okay. This is why people hate government employees. It's because of chicks like her. Good Lord.
You know who would do a better job is your dog. Your dog would do a better job.
Except for Coda. Coda's a criminal. He actually is a criminal, but the other two are so good and they're fuzzy.
It's because of this.
It's because of Ruff Greens, you guys. That's naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black. He created Ruff Greens, which is a natural supplement for them. It is so good for your dogs. It has enzymes and probiotics. It supports digestion, immunity, and overall well-being. It makes them a little bit less than criminal. I mean, it's kind of working on Coda, kind of. It makes him look good. He's still a criminal. But the other two, it has done just wonders on both their coats, both Bear and Theo. They look amazing. They have like less scratching, more energy, shinier coats. Their coats are beautiful now. And a lot of that has to do with Ruff Greens. They all love it. They eat it up. They lick the bowls clean. And it's the best stuff ever, you guys. You don't have to change your dog's food at all. You can just add Ruff Greens, sprinkle it right on their breakfast or their dinner. Head to roughchicks.com. Use code CHICKS for a free Jumpstart bag. It's $20 value. Just pay for shipping. That's roughchicks.com. Do it.
And don't forget, they also have Meow Greens for kitty cats.
For the kitty cats.
For the meow.
The meow meow kitty cat.
There was some good news in terms of Trump's economy yesterday, and here is a little bit about the second quarter GDP revision.
This is the first revision of second quarter GDP. And again, Mark just hit it, but it did come in better than expected, 3.3%. The street was looking for 3.1%. And again, this is higher than that initial read we got of 3%. And real quick, we did get jobless claims that came in kind of in line here, 229,000 jobs. The estimate was 230,000. And as far
So this is great news. And as Scott Jennings, our BFF, he said, we were assured that recession was imminent. According to Bloomberg, quote, the U.S. economy expanded in the second quarter at a slightly faster pace than initially estimated on a pickup in business investment and an outsized boost from trade. Inflation-adjusted gross domestic product, which measures the values of goods and services produced in the U.S., increased at a 3.3 annualized pace. That compared with an initially reported 3% increase. So just very, very good news.
Sucks for liberals, huh?
It really does suck for them.
It's like a success. American success is bad for liberals. Isn't that terrible?
Right. And it sucks especially for that possum-faced lady that does that podcast who is on with Scott Jennings and trying to fight him about Donald Trump's mental decline. And he just was like chef's kiss Scott Jennings in this clip. You will absolutely love it.
Meanwhile, this guy, this should be the lead story, is clearly suffering from massive mental decline. He is out of his mind with all of the show and tell procedures that go on in the Oval Office. 2 days ago, he gave 3 press conferences in a row. And if you don't think he has dementia, let's just discuss the time that when he was on the campaign trail that he tried to perform oral sex on a microphone. If Joe Biden did this,
I hope this is what Democrats do next year.
ER.
If this is the Democratic strategy, congratulations, America. You've already reelected Republican majorities as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, because
I hope so too. Keep doing it.
Oh my God.
I know,
What
right?
in the world.
I know she's a piece of work, isn't she?
God.
You guys all
hate to even promote her in any way.
I know,
but that was
right?
beautiful.
I know, but it's like people are just like, oh my God, let's put like what is it? She calls them taco something tits or something, and they put it on a t-shirt. This is who they are. This is who liberals are. And it's what is crazy to me is so many Black people follow those women.
Really?
Just like, yeah, they think they're just so great. And I'm like, she is the biggest racist. But
Yeah.
congratulations, Black liberal people. Because I mean, it's good luck with that. It's so gross.
Wow. That wow.
Mhm.
So also Trump made an interesting he had an interesting idea yesterday. You want to read this?
The Republican Party is doing really well. Millions of people have joined us in our quest to make America great again. We won every aspect of the presidential election, and based on the great success we're having, are poised to win big in the midterms. We have raised far more money than the Democrats and are having a great time fixing all the country destroying mistakes made by the Biden administration and watching the USA heal and prosper. The results are incredible. At a record pace. In that light, I am thinking of recommending a national convention to the Republican Party just prior to the midterms. It has never been done before. Stay tuned. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America.
In case there was any confusion
In
about
case
that.
you guys didn't know. Right. You and I always get very cautious about being overconfident about the midterms or, you know what I mean? Because remember the red wave. You guys remember that? Oh, it's going to be a red wave. No. It wasn't. It was like a little drop and it didn't help us. We got to make sure that we don't get overconfident. So I appreciate the enthusiasm and I love having confidence in our party and I love being winners. I think that's great. I love all of this, but we need to make sure that we still have momentum and we get our butts to the polls because I don't want people to get complacent. I don't. That makes me very nervous.
Well, and I think the Democrats, they're always strategizing.
Right.
And for example, in Iowa, they just lost, the Iowa state legislature just lost its supermajority because there was a special election that a Democrat won in Iowa. So granted, that's a tiny, that's a very localized race, but Democrats in those kinds of races are paying attention and are trying to gain wins where they can because there is nobody thinking, to your point, they're complacent and they're not thinking about a special election in the Iowa state legislature and how much that matters. But it does matter. It matters a lot. Little elections like that matter a lot. So it's not even just the national stuff we need to be paying attention to. It's all of it. It's everything. So to your point, don't just rest and think everything's going to be okay. What do you think about having another big convention ahead of midterms?
I think it'd be awesome. I think
that'd be so
really
fun
great.
too.
Right. Because the one that we had before the presidential election was just so great. It was exponentially better than the Democrats. And so, I think it'd be great. It would get people fired up and charged up to go vote. Because I think a lot of people do become complacent before the midterms. They think it's going to be great or I think it would rile people up. I think that would be a good thing.
It would be something. I mean, obviously the DNC will respond in kind, but the hilarious thing about that is that they don't have as much money to spend.
No, they don't.
They need to save all their dollars for the actual races where the GOP has a little bit of extra cushion.
Yeah,
there.
it's like they can't pay Beyonce and Cardi B to come out and sing this time, right?
That's right. And then when it comes to the redistricting storyline, there was some interesting news from Eric Doherty. He said, this is yesterday, in a major development that poses a massive threat to Democrats' political future, Louisiana has officially asked the Supreme Court to ban using race as a consideration in drawing congressional districts. These two gerrymandered AF Democrat districts stand to be abolished. Do they look fair to you? Nope.
Oh my God.
And the Supreme Court is going to have arguments on this in October. I mean, look at this.
It's
Districts
insane.
should be like, they should make actual sense. I don't care if it's the GOP or Democrats doing it. It is bullcrap when a district looks like that.
That's insane, you guys.
It's just so dumb.
Right?
It's so dumb.
Yeah. They should be terrified.
Also, at the risk of alienating and making people mad, especially Texas people, I'm a little sketched out by Ken Paxton, I have to say.
Really?
Like, there just seems like there's been so much.
You don't like him.
Sketch stuff about him.
You're allowed to not like him. It's okay.
Yeah, I worry that he's not the best person. He's not a great pick. And I know he's going against Cornyn, who is also not a great pick. But now Ken Paxton, apparently, and his wife, they also have been accused, and now there's evidence that they have shown 3 different homes as their primary residence. So they've engaged in the same kind of stuff that Lisa Cook and Adam Schiff have been accused of. Yeah. And so that is just one more thing. I mean, add that to the fact that he's now in the middle of this divorce because he cheated on his wife. And there's just a lot that's sketch about him. So I worry about it.
Well, personally, there's a lot of personal stuff that's sketch. I think like job wise, I mean, I think he does an okay job. Like,
but I mean, he's been impeached by his own part. Like,
I hear you.
All this corruption stuff, and now this.
I hear you.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. And like, I know we don't need that on our side. And especially if we're accusing other people of like mortgage fraud, like, can you not commit? Can you not do the same thing? Maybe can we just not do the same thing? And listen, I guess people can have 3 homes, but if you're going to have 3, personally, if I were going to have 3 homes, I wouldn't have them in such close proximity. It'd be like, I wouldn't pick Dallas and Austin.
Right.
I would pick like Austin and like Montana or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then even in addition,
this is a personal note.
No, I'm not going to stop it, Mickey. I'm going to report what's going on with Ken Paxton. In addition to like claiming all 3 homes as primary residences, 2 of them, the one in Austin and the one in Oklahoma, his mortgage documents specify they are not to be rented out. They are to be used only by his family. And they've been listed on Airbnb, both
Really?
of them.
Oh.
Yes. And so there's like a whole other element to that makes it, again, kind of sketch.
Okay, that is
and
really interesting.
I'm not gonna not say it.
So you can,
and I'm not gonna just. Mickey's like, it's rumors. This is rumors. These are public documents.
Right.
You can go look at them yourself.
So you can actually, you can list something on Airbnb, but then never actually rent it out.
Why would you do that?
But that's what I'm saying. Is that what he's doing? Because you said they were actually listed on Airbnb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But then if somebody could say, hey, I want to rent it, and be like, no, we're not going to rent it. That's what I'm trying to understand, like why you would do that. Would you do it because you want like some sort of a write-off or whatever? You want the benefits of being able to list it as a rental property, but you never actually rent it out. That's what I'm trying to understand, is why somebody would do that.
I mean, the only reason I can think of is that maybe he didn't understand that those 2 mortgages like disallow him from being able to rent it. I don't know.
Okay.
But like, that's another problem, right? If he's the attorney general, like, shouldn't he know basics about mortgage documents, and shouldn't he actually read what he's signing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Perhaps.
These are the questions that I have. And
I mean, they're valid. They're valid questions. It's okay. And listen, we talk about this stuff, you guys. It's like, nobody is exempt. You know?
Yeah, I'm not in a cult, so I'm not going to protect the GOP just because I'm part of it. I'm
like, I'm going
to say the things.
The only cult she's a part of is the Robbie Williams cult. Okay,
that's right.
That's it. Okay,
that's right. That's right. And I'm also a part of the Angel Studios cult. To be fair,
That's true. We do love Angel Studios. We really do, you guys. If you guys haven't seen Sketch, you need to see it. Like, if you have kids or grandkids, it's so good. It's kind of like E.T., The Sandlot, Jumanji, like all wrapped up in one movie. I miss those kind of movies, you guys. I miss them. Nobody makes good movies anymore except Angel Studios. They're the only ones that are doing it, which is why you need to check them out. It's a good family film. Sketches. It's brand new. It just came out a couple months ago. And everybody loves it. Everybody that's seen it has loved it. It's really, really good. It's like an old school summer movie, has that kind of vibe. So you would actually, it's about a little girl who drops her sketchbook into a magical pond, and then all of her imaginative like all these drawings come to life. It's kid friendly, but it also has adult themes to it too. It's just a really, really good movie. They have a lot of great movies. I don't know if you guys know the guy that was in Yellowstone with the blonde hair. I think it's Neil McDonough. He's in that rodeo movie they have out too, which I love. I absolutely loved that movie. They have a lot of really great movies, and they're all family friendly. You don't have to worry about your kids and your grandkids being in the room if you're watching these movies. They're just really good quality, good quality movies, good quality shows. So you can become a premium Angel Guild member, which you actually have a say in what they make. You'll get 2 free tickets to see Sketch if you do that now, plus full access to Angel Studios' entire streaming library. It's like a perfect way to experience all of their stuff. Head to angel.com/chicks to join, and then you can get all the perks. Really great time to do it. It's angel.com/chicks. Check it out, you guys. Check it out.
We got to talk about Gavin Newsom.
Okay.
Who did some Politico interview thing where he is losing it, you guys. He has become so filled with TDS, so consumed by it, that he's basically convinced himself that because of the trolling hats that Trump has that say Trump 2028 on it, that there is going to be no 2028 election. He's genuinely serious about this and is basically admonishing anyone who doesn't believe that they're just crazy. Here he is.
You're not saying you think Republicans are going to stop.
I don't think Donald Trump wants another election.
Oh my God.
You think for a second I have 24 Trump 2028 hats. His folks keep sending me.
Oh my God, dude.
And you think he's going to run again?
Don't give me. Who spends $200 million on a ballroom at their home and then leaves the house?
Somebody who cares about America.
This is serious, guys. This is serious.
So it'll be Newsom Trump in 28.
No. This guy doesn't believe in free, fair elections. He tried to wreck this country. Were you there, January 6th? I think Fox was. At least they were in a lawsuit. They seem to have lost any memory of that.
Losing his mind.
Shareholders didn't. I mean, he tried to light democracy on fire. He dialed for 11, almost 12,000 votes. Now he's doing it in plain sight. And people say, oh, it's just Trump being Trump.
That guy has no idea what it's like to actually make his own money, to build something on his own, do it on his own, make his own money, and then actually love America enough to want to give back. Trump is not taking a salary, as opposed to you twit, who's out there like sucking off the American taxpayer every day of your life. You useless piece of crap. That's literally what he is. He can't wrap his brain around the concept.
No, he can't. That's why he's saying that why would he spend $200 million of his own money to create this ballroom? He doesn't understand that, because that is not who he is. That is who Trump is.
It's a foreign concept to him, as is working for a living, as is actually taking pride in where you live, which is why California looks like freaking Beirut right now. I mean, it's like, look at your state, dude. Are you proud of that? Are you proud of what you've done in California? He has no self-reflection whatsoever. And the fact that people in the audience were laughing when he said, I have all of these Trump 2028 hats, is because they understand that it's a troll. You don't get the joke, dude. It's a joke. I swear.
Well, he's also decided to, I guess, accuse, I don't know if that's the right word. He is saying that he has had personal conversations with various world leaders and that they're all making fun of Trump behind his back. Okay. This is what he is actually saying. Mm-hmm. Here he is.
I've had the privilege of meeting a lot of foreign leaders. I've had a chance.
What's the general? If not putting.
They're laughing behind his back. That did not happen. I'm making this clear.
Do
not conflate what I just said with the meeting I had with the Denmark delegation.
It wasn't them. Other foreign leaders are laughing.
I've had dozens and dozens. Ambassadors met with him.
What are they saying?
They're laughing behind his back. He's being played everywhere. Mm. It's an embarrassment.
Right.
You scumbag.
You screwed your best friend's wife. You think we're going to believe you? No.
I mean, he lies constantly.
He's a liar.
Gavin Newsom.
He is a total liar.
Oh my gosh.
The guy lies and lies and lies.
And then he gets like his tough guy, like when he gets into his tough guy mode, then he starts the cursing, because this is what Democrats do. They believe it's like super powerful to do that. And so here he is showing that off.
Let me ask you about a couple of your...
Wake up, everybody. Wake up.
Let me ask you about a couple
of... and I know it's impolite. We have to be more calm and demure.
A couple of your...
but I'm not calm, and I'm not going to submit myself to niceties. Not when this guy's trying to wreck our goddamn country.
Oh, okay. So he said that, and then he mocked prayer the other day, which was lovely. Keep doing it. Keep doubling down on that. Keep alienating half the country, you schmuck. I hope he does.
The best part was that yesterday he gathered a press conference together so that he could announce that he is surging law enforcement across California cities because there's apparently a crime problem. And so he knows, he is savvy enough to know that Trump is winning on the crime issue, and that Trump surging, federal troops to LA was actually helpful when they were dealing with all the crazy rioters. And so now he's like, oh crap, I don't want to be on the wrong side of this issue. So I'm just going to pretend that this has nothing to do with Trump. I'm going to pretend that I thought of this all by myself, and I'm going to clasp my hands together really hard so that I don't catch myself doing all these crazy hand dances. That's what's going on in the presser, that when the reporter actually said, okay, so like you are admitting that there's a crime problem, he gets very tongue-tied and then immediately calls a stop to the presser.
Oh.
Red states that you say are higher, and at the same time, we're here because you're surging law enforcement across the state. So do you believe that crime is a problem in California or not?
Well, sort of curious question. I made the entire point that crime's an issue and we want to tackle it, and we continue to do more in that space. And we announced and highlighted some of the expansion. What is not contradictory, respectfully, is that we're doing it in partnership with our local communities. We did it in partnership with the Biden administration prior. We're not talking about the nationalization, the militarization of the Guard and militarizing United States cities. So quite the contrary.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Yeah, I gotta go. Bye. This is what happens when you put theater kids in charge of shit. This is what happens, you guys.
That is, unbeknownst to you, the most perfect segue ever.
Really?
Yes.
Theater kids.
Because speaking of theater kids, Harry Sisson immediately took to TikTok or wherever, whatever his major platform is, to praise Gavin Newsom for doing all the things. Yeah. And Jeffrey Young, or Young Jeffrey, however he decides to go by, is so mean to Harry Sisson. And I just laughed so hard at the use of the word meat stick in this clip, you guys.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
So good. Oh my God. Here it is.
California Governor Gavin Newsom.
Bro, can you go 24 hours without glazing Gavin's meat stick? That would be impressive.
Just revealed that world leaders he's met with have mocked Donald Trump behind his back.
Well, we all know Gavin to be a man of integrity, so obviously we should take his word to the bank.
Right, totally.
Also, don't you find it a little bit odd that these leaders only feel comfortable talking shit behind his back, which means they fear him enough to not say it to his face?
Right.
Got it.
Whether MAGA wants to acknowledge it or not, when Donald Trump is in office, the approval of the United States goes way down.
Hey, Hair Bear, correct me if I'm wrong, but the approval rating of the Democratic Party keeps dropping, like the lowest it's ever been. Ooh.
Poll shows this.
There you go, your over-reliance on a poll, aka Gavin's meat stick. But here's the thing, polls don't mean shit. I feel like we've covered this over the election, because you guaranteed a Joe Biden victory, but then, he fell off face of the earth. Then you guaranteed a Kamala victory, and that didn't happen. So when are you just going to accept that polls actually don't mean jack shit?
He's right. He's right. Hair Bear really likes his meat stick. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love
Why are you gay,
Why
Harry?
are you so gay?
Why? And how much money do you think they pay him? I'm dying to know.
Oh my God.
Every time
Well, I
somebody,
saw
he has no
somewhere
idea.
that there's some influencers, Democratic influencers, are getting paid like $8,000 a month.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry's getting paid way more because he's one of the higher up ones.
Mhm.
He's probably, I'd love to know what he's getting paid just to like spew. And I love when he's like, all these guys are like, breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. I'm like, really? Is everything breaking news every day? Okay. God.
Oh my God. I just loved the glazing of the
meat stick. Happy Friday, everybody.
Oh my gosh. All right. And California has more problems than just Gavin. So there is an LA councilwoman who was on a podcast where the guy, I don't even know who this guy is, that's absolutely reacting with just sheer astonishment at how ridiculous this woman is. But her name is Imelda Padilla.
Okay.
And so she is saying that her contribution to the housing affordability crisis in LA, there's like a bill, SB 79, about this, was to convince a developer to reduce a 6-story housing unit to just 3 stories while adding EV chargers, because that's what she thinks is important to solve the housing crisis. So
what?
I know. And so she was spewing this whole song and dance about how, well, you know, my most important role in my job is to make sure that people's neighborhoods and communities are preserved the way that they want them to be preserved. So we can't just all of a sudden start erecting, you know, high rises or 6-story housing units. And that's exactly what this podcaster wants. Like, he is recognizing there's a crisis, a housing shortage. We need to fix it. And he just cannot believe what he's hearing. And I think it's his reactions to her that are even more ridiculous than her telling what she does. Anyway, enjoy.
See, that to me gets at the core of the issue. And first of all, I just want to say, I appreciate you coming on here because I am out there in favor of SB 79. You're on with the proponent of the bill. So I appreciate you coming and being willing to have this debate. And I really want to be fair to your point of view. But what I hear there is what you're saying is, well, there weren't 7-story buildings here in the past, so there can't be 7-story buildings here in the future. But that freezes California in a moment when there were far fewer people in this state. And my concern in what I'm hearing from you is there are legitimate issues that you're raising about what locals feel about the character of their neighborhood. I'm not saying that those aren't legitimate concerns, but it seems to lose the forest for the trees, which is we have an emergency. There's only a quarter, 20% of the number of affordable units as the number of people who need them. We are losing people to Texas. Right? They are making a claim that we are failing in California to build enough. Like, this is an emergency. The problem isn't that there are going to be buildings too high near transit stops. The problem is there is nowhere for people who want to come to California to live. It is pushing our entertainment business out. It is pushing young people out. This is an emergency. We should all be freaking out about how urgent it is to do anything humanly possible to build housing. And you're worried about whether or not there's a place for a few senior citizens to sit outside a building that developers are trying to build. And I'm saying, great, that's important. But are you focused on what will ultimately make California affordable for the people in your district?
Well, I am. By law, I really have no jurisdiction anymore because it's an ED1, right? But we still, as a team, got together with the developer, the high school across the street, other stakeholders, and instead of building something that was potentially 6 stories, we got it down to 3 stories. And we also got the developer to also work with us to make sure that it helps the families of the area. We also said, you know, instead of a ton of office space, we do want you to also incorporate a few more parking lots and EV chargers. So yeah.
So yeah.
His face. Look at his face. His face. That's like his face is all of our faces when we see Gavin Newsom. Like, it's literally all of us. I can't. That's the greatest.
God.
He's like,
California,
what?
Man.
The F. She is California in a nutshell. She's California politics in a nutshell.
Oh my God.
What an idiot.
Idiot. So
Godspeed,
good luck, California.
Godspeed.
Right.
God.
Now, going back to crime for just a moment, obviously hot button issue for Trump, and it's a winning issue for Trump. And he has been talking about Chicago a lot and basically threatening J.B. Pritzker that he's going to do to Chicago what he did in D.C., or do for, I should say, Chicago what he's done for D.C. And so here is what he tweeted yesterday. He said, Governor Pritzker had 6 murders in Chicago this weekend. 20 people were shot, but he doesn't want to ask me for help. Can this be possible? The people are desperate for me to stop the crime, something the Democrats are not capable of doing. Stay tuned, he said.
Yeah. I mean, they're all like, hands off our crime. Stay away from our crime. Don't touch our crime.
Right?
I have crime autonomy. I mean, they're just stupid at this point. It's so
They're
stupid.
just morons. And so what do Democrats and crazy leftists do when they're faced with an issue? They sing.
Oh, of course they do.
Or
Feed
they
the
try
kids.
to. They try to. Like
God.
this elderly woman.
Here we go.
I don't even know what she's trying to do exactly.
Hide your dogs. Hide them. Everybody.
But here is how they push back.
Do not come to Chicago, sir. Do not come to Chicago. My God, the balls. My God, the balls. A Democrat from Illinois has got some balls. Governor Jamie Pritzker, he told the truth about the wannabe dictator. That's the phrase he used, wannabe dictator. Trump would hate that, right? Authoritarian creep.
She couldn't even stay on the beat. She was like so off the beat. I was trying to bust a move to that. And I was like, I can't, lady. I can't.
What? Why do they always sing?
No,
Why?
Rose. Stop it, Rose. Stop it.
So
somebody get grandma. Somebody get her. Somebody come get
your
her.
gran.
Like, why did they let her do that?
Well, and apparently I didn't realize like how far back this whole singing phenomenon goes until I saw this clip of when Hillary Clinton was running for president.
We need a woman in the House, the White House. Our fight has just begun. That's right. Hillary in the House. Hillary in the White House. Hillary in the House. Hillary in the White House. We don't need no bling.
Look at the guy with the hat. The guy with the hat. He's like, my penis is so small.
Oh my God. It's
these
just
people.
They've done it forever. They've
They are
apparently been doing it and doing it.
So theater kids, you guys.
Yes. Now, at least the DC mayor, Muriel Bowser, at least she recognizes that there have been some positive developments out of the surge of federal help in DC, and she admitted as much in a presser.
And we greatly appreciate the surge of officers that enhance what MPD has been able to do in this city. The most significant thing that we are highlighting today is the area of crime that was most troubling for us in 2023. Now, we have driven it down over the last years, but I'm going to get my glasses so I can make sure I can see it correctly. But for carjackings, the difference between this period, this 20-day period of this federal surge and last year represents a 87% reduction.
I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah. But was that
reducing?
Was that so hard, lady? Was that so hard?
Right?
Come on, just give props where they're due. I'm sure that hurt her. I'm sure deep down she was dying inside. But was that so hard? Come on now. Mm-hmm.
And you know, illegals continue to be a problem, and I'm glad that there are governors like DeSantis.
It's been a while since I've rolled my R's for DeSantis.
I know, and I'm not even showing a clip of him, but his AG had a presser yesterday about a recent bust that they made, and it was just a really good reminder that illegals who are committing really, really terrible crimes here would not be able to do that if they had not been allowed in by the Biden administration. And so thank God for ICE and thank God for the officers, all the law enforcement officers out there who are fighting these illegals and the horrible things that they're doing. Here is the latest example.
8 individuals being arrested, 6 are already in custody. And one of these individuals, I will point out, is an illegal alien that should not even be in the country. So you hear the left, you hear the media, try to spin this narrative that people are just here wanting to pursue a good living, an honest living. And then every time we do one of these stings, we end up pulling illegal aliens off the streets that are trying to molest and prey upon our kids.
Yes.
So no, it is not just people that are here wanting to, work hard and raise a family. There are people here that have illicit motives that want to hurt our children.
Can I just point out that there are a lot of hot men in hats behind him? I don't know. Some of the ladies out there I was a little distracted by that. Just gonna put that out there.
I think that's reasonable to put out there.
It is reasonable.
So
it's hot.
And Tom Homan wants it to be clear that it doesn't matter if you're a sanctuary city, a sanctuary state, whatever. Their ICE officers are going to continue to do their jobs. And this is the kind of stuff that I love to hear from Tom Homan.
Operations are ramping up across the country, but you can see a ramp up of operations in Chicago, absolutely. You're going to see a ramp up of operations in New York. You're going to see a ramp up of operations continue in LA. And, Portland, Seattle. I mean, all these sanctuary cities that refuse to work with ICE, where we know public safety threats are being released every day into this country, especially those cities, we're going to address that.
Yeah.
Get him.
He's coming.
You don't want Tom coming for you.
You don't. You don't. I mean, I do, but like,
it's like she would hug him.
Do not.
He would totally hug us.
Oh my God.
He'd be like,
I feel like he would. Oh my gosh.
It's just so mushy. Come here.
Yeah, and he totally would. He would totally hug
I think
us.
he would. I think he would.
Totally.
I think he would smile.
I think so too. Smile. Like for a second,
I read the most ridiculous headline. Speaking of illegal immigrants, I'm just going to have you read this because I
can't wait. I cannot wait to read it. Here we go. Just in, MS-13 illegal alien Kilmar Abrego Garcia is now trying to obtain a gag order against DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. This is so stupid. AG Pam Bondi and their staff, so they can no longer call him out publicly for his criminal actions. Okay. The request is being considered by an Obama judge, Waverly Crenshaw, per Politico. First, Garcia breaks our laws, taints our communities, and now he wants to restrict the free speech of the officials who are keeping our country safe. Unfreaking believable.
What a piece of shit this guy is.
This guy is a complete piece of shit, is what he is.
Ugh. Unreal. Unreal.
Swear.
All right, we do need to discuss the horror out of Minneapolis from the day before yesterday. And particularly, at first, we're going to spend some time on the mainstream media's just horrible coverage of it. It's absolutely insane, for example, that the USA Today did not report that the Minnesota shooter was trans. They reported a whole bunch of other stuff. They were able, according to Banshee from Red State, they found a way to shoehorn a claim that ICE is causing attacks on churches into their article about the shooting, but couldn't be bothered to address the fact that it was a trans person.
Right. Yeah. They're more concerned about this trans lunatic than they are about the kids that were killed. Honestly, that's what I'm seeing in the media. That's what they're doubling and tripling down on all of this stuff, because they have to lie in their bed now because they've propped this whole narrative up about celebrating this behavior, this mental illness, because that's what it is. It's a mental illness, and they've propped it up. They've encouraged it. They've groomed it. They've celebrated it. They've done this for years. And now they're seeing that it's kind of a problem.
And they're like, a problem.
I think it's a little bit of a problem. They're seeing that and they're like, well, shit, we can't say that it's a problem, that the stuff that we've encouraged and propped up over the however many years is a problem. So now we have to just pretend that it doesn't exist or we have to somehow suppress it. Just ignore it, right? That's what they're doing. They have to lie.
It's lying by omission.
It is lying by omission. Yeah. And it's listen, the cancer is just going to spread. It's not going to go away. So people like us have to keep talking about it, and we have to call them out on their bullshit.
Yep. And it's the same with the New York Times, actually even more egregious. So their headline was Minneapolis suspect knew her target, but motive is a mystery. The shooter, who, whatever. So they were more concerned with using that killer's preferred pronouns than actually dealing with the issue.
Right.
I mean, and they even spent a bunch of time on it, like talking about how this is how she identified, this is how she wants her name to be reflected. Who gives a shit? This guy murdered kids. And Mary Catherine Ham put it perfectly. She said, journalism should help people understand what happened. A woman did not commit this crime, nor was he simply a young man. He was a trans-identifying biological male with a host of apparent mental illnesses. This doesn't have to be the most important fact about him, but it's a very important fact. And leaving it out or eliding it by calling him her is anti-journalism. I cannot believe this has to be said out loud.
And when they leave it out, it makes it even more important to me.
Yeah.
The fact that they're leaving it out makes me go, okay, this makes it more important. You guys are hiding something. Why are you hiding it? Why? Why are you hiding it so hard? Why are you trying so hard to suppress that? I mean, these people are mentally ill, and then you add hormones and antidepressants and God knows what other drugs. And then you have a complicit media that is telling them that Christians and conservatives are Nazis. And we've got a whole host of problems because it's like they're inadvertently creating like this army of people who are pissed off. They're violent, and we're seeing that they're violent. That is a problem. And so, and they're suppressing that. And this is stuff that needs to be talked about. It is a problem. And so when they start hiding this stuff, they are blatantly suppressing that information. That becomes a problem for me.
Yeah. I mean, you cannot hate them enough. And one of the most egregious examples from yesterday was when, and it's the reason for my name today, Andy McCabe was on one of the news shows talking about the remarkable similarities that this shooter had with the one from Nashville, okay, from a couple years ago. And in all the similarities that he points out, not a single mention. It was so avoided, the fact that they were both trans, that it was ridiculous. Like it was laughable how much he avoided it. Just watch.
But this one is really remarkable to me in that respect. I was looking at, I haven't seen the manifesto, so I can't say whether there are specific references to the 2023 Covenant School shooter in Nashville. But if you look at that situation and this one, there are remarkable similarities. So both were in their 20s, both targeted religious schools that they formerly attended. Both brought 3 weapons to the crime, both purchased those weapons legally, both drove to the attack site and left a vehicle there. Both posted manifestos in which they raged and expressed grievance towards numerous ethnic groups and religions, a real broad stroke of kind of anger there. Both sought to kill children, young children specifically. And I think the most important here is both were students of other mass shooters. And this is key because I think what we're seeing is as we have more and more of these mass shootings, if you are someone who is mentally disturbed and alienated and filled with rage and grievance and you're considering doing this, you can find a template, an example of someone just like you who did it. And that can be a very confirming, affirmative influence on someone who is progressing to this sort of a violent act. This could be really an indicator of a expansion of the type and number of people who get into this, who are drawn to these despicable acts of violence.
I'm so sick of it. Seriously, not a mention of trans. First of all, it's
Not
so
a
obvious what
single
he's saying. And the fact that he went on a television show and he had not even looked at the manifesto of he hadn't read any of that. It's there to look at. You and I have looked at it what the hell, dude? So there's that. And then the motive thing, like people are like, I don't know what the motive is. I don't seriously, like basically it was an attack on normalcy. This person was not normal. And people may get mad at me for that. I don't give a shit. I don't care. He was not normal. And he hated people. He hated kids who were normal because he wasn't. And he hated them. And so he wanted to get rid of them. Honestly, that's how I feel. I feel like that was his motive. He hated everything that wasn't him.
And he hated himself too.
He hated himself.
Which has become more and more obvious. By the way, there was a translation of a lot of the Cyrillic alphabet parts of his manifesto that he'd posted. And it literally is the stuff of nightmares. Like, I could not believe that a human being could think the way that he thought and just wrote openly. I mean, it's just terrifying. And it's so interesting. And Greg Gutfeld pointed this out really, really well last night. When it becomes important to be trans identified and when it's not. And it's very interesting how that is the most important thing sometimes and then the least important thing other times. Here's Greg.
What is so glaring about the trans cult? Apparently your identity is the only thing that matters until you do something awful. Then it's the least important variable. Then you look at everything else. You talk about guns. But you suddenly, it's all of a sudden like, oh, we can't talk about that. What was it? The other trans shooter that they actually hid her identity. In this manifesto that this creep wrote, he said he was tired of being trans and that he had wished he had never brainwashed himself. What more do you need straight from the monster's mouth? Politicians, activists, teachers, you built this. You could have listened to the warnings. We were talking about this on this show for years. You amplified a hysterical, literally hysterical phenomenon that was going no place good. So forget the layer of mental illness and gun control. The origin of the evil lies in the creation of a mindset that indulged a delusional self, ruining connections with fellow human beings. So that trans, by ascribing extreme aggrieved mentality, then gets directed against society. So this person feels justified in killing children.
Yeah. And he's right. That came right from the Journal. The fact that he, was tired of being trans, wished he was never brainwashed himself, and then even talked about the hair, saying, I only keep the long hair because it's pretty much my last shred of being trans. I'm tired of being trans. I wish I never brainwashed myself.
It's very interesting. And this comment, Margie Boyd, 5224, and they want to put these people with our girls in restrooms. Yeah. Yeah. And you want to put these guys in a locker room with my daughter. No. Hell no. No.
That's right. And then, of course, you've got the folks on the left, including the ridiculous mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey, talking about guns, proposing stricter gun laws when they have absolutely no freaking clue what they are even talking about, as you will hear from this idiotic take on, he has no idea what he's saying when it even comes to how guns operate. Case in point. Oh, sorry. There was just this one tweet from David Bernstein about NPR. Listen to NPR for the first time in months. Lengthy reporting on the shooting today completely avoided saying anything about the shooter and the shooter's ideology, except for admonishing Klobuchar for referring to the shooter as a he, when really their gender identity is not known at this time. This is how ridiculous our press is.
They are insane. Yeah.
Insane. Anyway, I'm sorry, I forgot about that. But here's Jacob Frey and just putting on full display that he has no idea how guns actually work.
Have more guns in America than we have people. The reality is that we have these assault rifles that can reel off 30 clips in conjunction with a magazine before the person even needs to reload.
What? What are you saying? What does he? Yeah, tell me you've never been around a gun ever in your life. Okay.
Read the Doge AI automated response to that.
Yeah. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry's confusion between clips, magazines, and basic firearm mechanics isn't just a slip up. It's a symptom of DC style policymaking where politicians draft regulations on topics they fundamentally misunderstand. If leaders can't grasp the difference between a clip and a magazine, how can they credibly legislate on weapons? This isn't about gun rights versus control. It's about bureaucratic incompetence. Yes. Every misinformed soundbite fuels more bloated, ineffective laws that drain taxpayer dollars while failing to address root issues. Real solutions require precision, not performative jargon. Until politicians educate themselves, their reforms will keep missing the target, pun intended, wasting time, money, and public trust. Yeah, he's absolutely right. Absolutely right.
It's
just guy has no idea what he's talking about.
So
oh my God.
Embarrassing.
I know. It's
and then this whole, the narrative that a lot of these Democrats keep spewing about how there are more guns than people in this country.
I hear
so
that.
Freaking what?
So what? So what?
We have like 5 or 6 of them. They're not going around shooting things.
Exactly. I know. I feel the exact like I hear that all the time, and it's like, but they always blame the guns as if the guns get up and shoot themselves.
Right.
It is.
It just is so. It's the dumbest storyline.
It is
ever.
the most infantile, non-intellectual argument that you will hear. It's so stupid, and it goes back to the whole. Okay, so spoons make you fat, and are we gonna like all of the? And we got to ban cars. I mean, do cars drive themselves? It's so stupid. Why do they always go to that argument?
It's just because they're stupid, but they all do it. I mean, Randi Weingarten was on TV yesterday saying the exact same thing.
Of course. How are the schools doing, Randi? How are the schools doing?
We now have more guns.
Oh my God.
On the streets than we have people.
My God.
This is what my husband said. He said, this text cracked me up. He was like, yeah, we have more guns than people in the U.S. We also have more bowling balls in the U.S. than people. It's called manufacturing.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, it's just,
right?
Oh my God. I just can't.
They don't, my God.
I know. Oh, and then here's this interesting tidbit about the shooter's mom. She's apparently like on the run. Like the PD cannot get a hold of her. They've gone to this condo that she owns in like Naples, and couldn't, like, they were banging on the doors. She's not there. She's apparently lawyered up. I mean, she's not culpable for this crime herself. Why would she not be willing to at least help the police understand all of this better?
I mean, we've seen parents be held responsible for school shootings now. So perhaps she does think that she is responsible. She did enable this individual to do some of the, I mean, was he living at home? I don't know. Was he?
I don't know either.
I don't know.
Hiding is not a good look.
What did you, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I just feel like hiding is not a good look.
It's not a good look. I mean, if she doesn't want to appear culpable, she shouldn't do that. But this is the thing. If she saw any red flags, and then now she's hiding, maybe that isn't a good idea, lady.
I mean, they just want to ask about him. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like maybe she should answer the questions.
Yeah, but
no, I don't. She did not buy the guns. He's 23. I mean, he was perfectly able of buying the guns himself.
Right.
So,
but she did enable the whole, hey, you are transgender, and that whole thing. And I don't know. I don't ever listen. I know you and I always get in conversations about don't blame the parents, because sometimes kids are just going to be kids. But you give birth to this kid, and as a mom, I feel like the kid. At least you should know the kid. And if there's something going on with your kid, you should have some semblance of I mean, I know he's 23, and if he was out on his own, then she can't control everything. But if you see some things, don't you think that you would want to help that kid? Well, don't you think? I don't know. I just feel like,
I don't know. I just know there was reporting, I can't remember where I saw it, but there was reporting that she apparently struggled with his desire to switch his name, switch his gender identity or whatever. That's according to people who knew her when she was working at the church. So I don't know what ultimately made her make that decision. If it was like, if she felt like this is the only way I'm going to continue to have a relationship with him, maybe that's, I don't know. I always do. I hate blaming parents in any way.
I know.
I've gone through some stuff that makes me just not, I just don't think. There's so many parents who've written us too, who have been like, I raised my kid conservative,
I
and then
know.
they completely lost their minds in college. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. We do hear that. But then I am like of the other side where I've been abandoned by a parent, and I've seen parents abandon their kids. And I'm like, I will go through freaking hell and back to make sure that my kid understands that no matter, I will be here. We got to make sure you're on the right track. You know what I mean? I just see it different. We just see it differently. And I don't know. I hate that some of these parents are like, I want to make sure I have a relationship with you, so I'll do anything you say. You know what I mean? It's sometimes it's tough love, and you got to like make sure that they're not going down these paths. Don't do that. Don't do it. You know?
Yeah, there was an interesting video too from our friend Becky Weiss about the whole the fighting that's going on both sides, right? Like, it's always, the left is always going to go straight to gun control, and in this case, the right is like, "Hello, we are screaming at you that affirming this trans ideology is a terrible idea." But she points out in her rant, because she's ranting, man, that it's not all trans people, and there's a slippery slope there. Like, there's some people that are trans conservatives who are just out there just trying to live their lives. And so she wants to make sure that we're not getting that part of the conversation lost. So here is her rant.
In this country is going to change if we cannot have a productive conversation. On one side, we have people screaming for more gun laws, more gun control. Do you think somebody who even has the thoughts to harm a child is going to be stopped by more gun laws? That state has some of the strictest gun laws in the country, and it still happens. And on the other side, we have people screaming that all trans people should be institutionalized and they shouldn't be allowed to own firearms. There are plenty of trans people who exist in this country who are just trying to live their lives. They're not making a fuss about the bathrooms, the locker rooms, the sports, they're just living. They are just living. So that's not it either. I am appalled and I'm angry at the way that this is being handled by so many content creators right now. If you are not capable of doing anything other than screaming, my side is right and your side is wrong, then we will never have a productive conversation that leads us to productive solutions to protect our children. Because despite all of our differences, I think that we can all agree that we want our children to be safe. No, we do not need more gun laws and more regulation and more control. And no, not every single trans person should be institutionalized. So I'm going to say this as nicely as possible. Until you get your noggins out of your behinds, we will be unable to have a productive conversation to address the mental health crisis in this country.
I mean, she's right. She has a point. She definitely has a point.
But I feel like what the part that's lost in that defense, and the whole not all trans, is that it's more about the kids. It's not about like grown ass adults who are who are living quietly and trying to do.
You're right.
It's about the activism that is inspired by all the affirmation. And you guys, the charts don't lie.
Right.
This is the rate of growth of trans identifying people over the years. There's something wrong with how we are addressing it clearly.
And it's a social contagion at this point.
Totally.
It's totally. A lot of these kids are like, oh my God, I'll be courageous and brave if I become trans. So, and people will think I'm a hero because we have attached heroism with transgenderism. That's what the society has done, which is freaking whack. It's whack. And do I agree with her that there are adult transgenders that just want to live their life in peace? Yes, I do agree with that. But that's not what we're talking about. That's not what the conversation is. That's not who I think needs to be in therapy, or needs help mentally. I mean, those people, fine, go live your lives. I don't give a shit. Whatever. You're not trying to get into my kid's locker room. It's the
activists and it's the people who are transing kids that are the problem. And it's when we talk about the activists that we need to be wary of, it's the people like these people.
I don't care what the Supreme Court says. I never even knew anything about the Supreme Court before. HRT! HRT! HRT!
We have queer kids.
You have?
We have queer kids. My womb has yet to produce a straight child.
Fuck TERFs. What's the issue with TERFs? What have they done to you?
I can live without Harry Potter, but trans kids can't live without transitioning.
I don't think any trans people believe that biological sex simply doesn't exist at all. No one's denying that.
Women can also have penis and they're still women, regardless of that.
There are animals that change sex. We know this. So you might...
Like clownfish?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but they do it all by themselves.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Don't just throw around the phrase protect trans youth, avenge us! Arm us with the tools we need and fight with us!
Tell me more about your sign. Oh, you don't want to? Okay. What would the seahorse tell us?
He would say that being trans is natural.
It's about peaceful protest. We're offering flowers in solidarity.
Every time you punch a TERF, a trans kid gets more rights.
TERFs eat shit. Punch a TERF. JK's a slag. Fuck TERFs. Bitch trolls from hell. Shut the fuck up, TERF, or you're gonna get a bullet in the head. Arm the dolls! Bearded man tries to stop us, but there she goes with the TERF Island flag.
That's who we're talking about.
Yeah, totally. And I posted a thing on our Instagram yesterday, and it was kind of based out of like XXXY.
I have it.
Right. Okay,
it's
good.
Next.
It's so great.
This is an amazing ad.
It's amazing.
When it talks about the anger, it's absolutely perfect from our friends at XXXY.
Angry. Go out, buy a gun. It's okay to be angry.
Get out of my face now!
If you try to stop me from going into a woman's bathroom,
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
be the last mistake you ever make.
It is ma'am.
Find that anger.
Just because.
Hey!
Harness it to do good in the world. This anger.
Done, man. We can just make a batch and say that some of us well.
Anger is probably my primary source of motivation.
You want to call me sir again?
The thing is, you don't have to leave.
You don't know. Who's there, man?
For everything that I do.
Cut that out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance.
I'll you up.
It was a call to action or a call to arms.
It's not! Sorry, man. It's not!
Don't be afraid to show your anger.
Oh my God, that guy gives me the creeps.
That guy is a freak. He's a total freak. And he's a groomer.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Yeah. But yeah, people are asking what a TERF is. What's the acronym? What's TERF?
It is a trans exclusionary radical feminist. So essentially it's feminists who have figured out trans people are invading women's spaces and it's not okay. They're ruining women. And it's actually, unfortunately, a very small subset of people who would refer to themselves as feminist.
Right.
I mean, it's
because feminists,
too bad.
most feminists now are like, oh my God, we love trans. It's great. Like, cause we're liberals.
Yeah.
It's a very small percentage. Right. It's kind of like I said yesterday, the LGBs need to be like, no.
Reject.
No.
We actually had a couple more examples just from people who claim to be pastors of a couple different churches. This is happening in the Methodist churches. It's happening in Protestant churches where these psychopaths are actually leading sermons. It's just so vile. But we're going to run out of time. Like, we're actually going to have a long show today.
I love it. It's great.
And we have so much culture stuff that I want to get to that I think is really super interesting. So I don't know, those of you who may or may not have been following the whole Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively saga, a couple of different major influencers spent quite a bit of time on it. Like Candace Owens is one of the people that got really, really into it, but so too did Megyn Kelly. And I did not realize, and she was not allowed to say it until yesterday, that Blake Lively tried to sue Megyn. That was a mistake.
So bad. So bad.
Such a big mistake. And so here's Megyn to fill you in.
Now reveal that we were among those targeted by Blake Lively.
So bad.
Yes, she actually tried to get the confidential and proprietary materials my team and I used for any and all stories about her. Because Blake Lively was unable to fathom that yours truly had developed a genuine revulsion toward her on my own, she posited that I must have been ensnared in Baldoni's alleged ongoing smear campaign against her, that his attorney who happens also to be my own from well before his representation of Baldoni, must be controlling our coverage. In addition, she suggested that I was getting paid by Baldoni or by his lawyer, Brian Friedman, for my anti-Blake coverage, demanding to see all documents reflecting this alleged agreement or payment structure. This is how narcissistic this woman is. She actually thinks I needed to get paid by Baldoni's team to say negative things about her. Newsflash, Blake. I came to those conclusions totally organically. Don't give away your power, sweetheart. It was you. It was all you who made me unable to stand you. No man had anything to do with it. We fought her subpoena and won. But in any event, we gave her absolutely nothing. Not one document, not one record, not one communication. In no world would I ever allow my teams or my communications with each other or with our sources for our news reporting to be turned over to a third party, and certainly not to this nitwit. It's called the First Amendment, freedom of the press. She has zero right to nose around in how I gather news or in how my team and I prepare for any show we do.
First of all, that's awesome. Second of all, so Taylor Swift and her were they were like BFFs for like 10 years. And then she tried to extort her basically. So like, she is just awful. She's an awful human being. So my daughter-in-law who follows all this, right? She told me that Taylor Swift and the Kelsey dude got engaged on Blake Lively's birthday.
Just to
be like neener. I know. And I'm like, okay, so that is kind of funny that she did that. I mean, just be authentic. Don't be a sea hag. Don't lie. Don't extort people. Don't extort your best friend of 10 years. Like what?
You think she's going to be invited to the wedding?
I'm thinking no. I'm thinking that's what a fall from grace on this one. You know? Like she and Ryan Reynolds, it's like you look at people and you think they're a certain way. Like, I mean, obviously we take celebrities with a grain of salt and we're like, they're all full of crap, right? But they acted like they're so funny and they love each other. It's all smoke and mirrors, you guys.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever.
Well, and speaking of that whole circle of people, Travis Kelce just recently announced that he too, in addition to Sydney Sweeney, has a whole line going on at American Eagle. So you can imagine the freakouts that are happening as a result of this. So he's launched a new design collab with American Eagle. This was just one day after announcing their engagement. And he says that he kept this whole thing a secret for nearly a year. He says it was an awesome opportunity to team up with an established brand where both sides were excited to truly collaborate on every decision in the design and creative process. So naturally the clothes are hideous because it is Travis Kelce.
Right.
He has terrible fashion sense.
Terrible taste. Yeah.
But the freakouts are my favorite. Here is one example.
I fucking hate it here. I really fucking hate it here.
Okay.
What do you mean, American Eagle? So they had to, I don't give a fuck about his engagement to Taylor Swift. It's a fucking psyop so that they could make more money for the fucking NFL. And they're like code switching this fucking white guy who literally has married the most like white milquetoast woman in our zeitgeist, or is engaged to her. While they now are trying to backtrack, well, they're like, let's put this guy who's so famous in the sphere right now, and let's surround him vaguely with people of color, and let's put sepia tones on it so we know it's not about blue jeans and genetics now. I'm so tired of this. We can literally not talk about genocide, but here you go, more of this shit. Capitalism is killing us. Can't get anyone to fucking go thrifting to buy secondhand shit, but no, they put it in a fucking Abercrombie and Fitch in Hoboken, New Jersey, and everyone's like, oh my god, I can't go buy you. Shut the fuck up.
These people are deranged.
Good Lord, is she okay? She's not okay.
No, she's not okay.
Somebody birthed her, like she has a mother and a father.
Yeah.
I would not be proud of that. Good Lord.
Anyway, that is a thing that has happened. So now there's a whole new reason for people to be all mad at American Eagle, and I just find that hilarious.
I do too.
Interesting. I don't know what school, where this is, but I saw this video and I appreciate it. I think this is an interesting thing. There are nursery school aged kids being taught about their private parts in terms of, in the context of consent. And so itty bitty kids need itty bitty kid ways of learning that it's not okay if strangers touch you in your private areas, right?
Okay.
And so I totally appreciate what this woman is trying to do. She's just really aggressive sounding about it. But she made a little song to help these kids learn about consent. And I think it's a great song. I just don't know why she sounds so angry when she sings it.
All right.
Here it is. I mean, it's a great little song. She's just very earnest.
very, very earnest at the squeezing part, you know?
The squeezing.
Yeah. I feel like somebody
But
is,
I mean, I think that's great.
it's a good lesson. You want to make sure
It's
that
a good lesson.
kids understand that lesson. It's just, you write it as a little aggressive.
It's
with
just,
the squeezing.
yeah, I think there was a lot of aggression in her voice, but I think it was a good lesson overall,
With
is
the
my
squeezing.
point.
Squeezing part.
Right. It's just a
Everybody's
little
going to be singing
aggressive.
that the rest of the day. You're welcome.
These are my private parts. But you got to be angry. You got to sing it angry.
You gotta
It's the
sing
only
it
way to do
angry and then do the extra hard squeeze. If you have the things to squeeze, you can squeeze extra hard. Some of us are on the A team. Okay.
Also, not that this requires proof, but the social media is terrible for people. And it can also be dangerous. And particularly when you're dealing with an influencer, these women are insane. And this has no sound, but just watch the level of neglect that is happening in this video.
Oh my God. What? Her child is on the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oblivious.
Oh my God. I can't. What is her child doing?
Just so obnoxious. My God.
I want to punch her in the face, and I don't condone violence on the show.
I mean, happy ending, right? But
get your
still.
baby. Get your baby and pay attention to your baby. And we wonder why we have problems in this world. We wonder. People are like, gee, I don't know why everything sucks right now. That's why everything sucks.
Exactly.
Put everything down and get your baby and put your baby in your face and love your baby. Talk to your baby. Pay attention to her.
Know your surroundings, that you're like literally at a staircase that is made of cement that she could have easily fallen down, or she could have been snatched.
And
you know?
know your kid. Put your phone down. Know your kid.
That was just so disturbing. And there might be disagreement among folks in our audience about this next one. You know, some people might say this is just a harmless game of makeup and dress up with a small child and her mama. Unfortunately, to me, this gave me all the ick, because it seems like this little girl, knows way too much about makeup at a very young age and is obviously copying the mannerisms of her influencer mom. See what your take is.
1, 2, 3. Mom,
you look so beautiful.
That actually looks kind of good.
I know it does,
For
actually.
Real. Mom. You made me put a lot of pumps. This is alright.
Alright, there you go. You need to put.
Trying to
Where's the
I'm trying to blend it. I can't blend it. One, two. Oh my gosh.
I'm so uncomfortable right now.
I know. Okay, good. It's not just me because I was like, this
very,
is
very
not
uncomfortable.
okay.
Nope. Yep. Very uncomfortable. Like, yeah. To me, I know people are going to say you're a prude, Daisy, but I just think it's a lot of hypersexualization of girls. There's a lot. Girls need to be, they just need to be little girls, you know? There's a lot of that. I see a lot of that when they're super, super young, and moms are putting makeup on them when they're super young and putting them in crop tops, and you know what I mean? I just don't like it. Like, let them go out and get dirty and play sports and be, you know, kids.
Yeah.
Go be kids.
It made me so uncomfortable,
You know?
especially the way that she was clearly emulating what she sees her mom doing,
which
is
is
looking into a phone screen, which is playing up to the camera. It's
Mhm.
all so icky.
Yeah, they have plenty of time. They have plenty of time to do that. They're going to be teenagers soon enough, and then they're going to want to do all that stuff. And so let them be babies when they're babies.
Yeah. Not just yuck.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's probably the reason that I hate like all those itty bitty kid pageants where they get all glammed up. I hate
I'm not
that. I hate that.
I'm not a pageant person. Yeah.
Hate it. As you know, the other day was Daisy's birthday, and a couple of the guys that we used to work with in radio put together a surprise for her. Which I
you guys
cannot stop watching.
This is from one in particular. If you guys ever listen to us, Hammer and Nigel, this is from Jason Hammer, and he and I remain really good friends, and he is a disgusting pig, and I love him. But this is the kind of stuff that he sends me on my birthday. It's disgusting. It's Bernie Sanders, you guys. It's Bernie Sanders. I was like, you are disgusting.
We need to play that again. We need to play it again.
It's disgusting. I was like, dude, this is the kind of stuff that it's Bernie Sanders, you guys.
It looks so real. I just can't. I just cannot deal with how real that looks.
Right. He said that to me. I was like, I hate you, and I love you, and I miss you, but you're a disgusting pig. Right. This is what I get on my birthday. It's like, this is who we worked with. This is why we are the way we are. We were the only women surrounded by dudes who did that stuff to us every day for 8 years.
And we welcomed it.
We loved it.
We welcomed it.
We loved it. Right.
Also, you sent me this video of like what it looks like when each dog arrives to doggy daycare, and it's just the happiest video of dogs. Unfortunately, it was set to music, and so I asked you, I was like, I mean, can I mute this? Will it still have the same impact if it's muted? And you assured me that yes,
I forget.
Yes, it would.
What was the song that they were singing? We'll sing it like in the background. What's the song?
I don't even remember. Just imagine like the happiest little song
The happiest
in the
little
background.
song. Yeah,
And I mean, you guys.
I'm in the wrong line of work. Look at that. Look, I need him. You guys, I need to have this. This is what I want to do if I ever retire. I just want to have a doggy daycare.
Yeah.
I need a dog and a cow daycare. People could just drop their dogs and cows off. And I'll just greet them every morning. This is what, look at that.
Oh, Wilbur. God, I love Wilbur.
How can you not love your job?
I mean, they clearly do. The fact that they set up a camera right there
and they're so
where they're
happy.
all rounding the corner is just the best.
Look how happy they are to get there. They're like, oh my God, I go see my friends. Yeah. It's the greatest.
It just is, man. You can't pick a favorite. They're all just so happy, and look at how big Kobe is.
So fuzzy. Maggie. They're all just so sweet.
How do you not love dogs?
How
do people not just love them?
I can't be friends with somebody who doesn't love dogs. I can't be. They're just
same. I don't understand it.
I mean, God loved us, and He was like, "I'll give you dogs."
Yeah, this is what you guys need.
Look at Crisis. Crisis.
I don't even know.
I'm cool. Whatever. Love.
And then you also sent me this one where you said, this one, you don't have to worry about copyrighted music, and you'll see why right here.
We're halfway there. Living on a prayer. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. Living on a prayer.
I love that.
Fatness of that pig.
I
Oh my
totally
God.
need him. I need him. So great.
Okay, and then lastly, you guys, I know I was really bad today about hide your kids, hide your wives warnings because there was a lot of F-bombs dropped already, and I just didn't remember to warn you about that. But I am warning you now that there are more in this. I don't know why this made me laugh so hard, but this is basically, you're going to start to see a cartoon. I don't know what the cartoon is. I have no idea, but it's a lesson. It's supposed to be a lesson on bullying. And the cartoon characters are upset, or one of the cartoon characters is upset because someone is saying mean things about their lunch. Okay? Which is ridiculous.
Okay.
And you'll see this hilarious guy's reaction to it, which is filled with all the F-bombs, and I love it.
Why not? I just don't like it. Oh. How would you feel if your friend said that they didn't like your lunch?
I wouldn't give a fuck, Daniel. I wouldn't give a fuck. You a whole tiger acting like a little bitch over an egg salad sandwich. She do not have to like that shit. Nigga, you a tiger. Why the fuck you even eating that? Ain't you supposed to be eating like a steak or something? That's why I can't let my niece watch your ass. You always crying about some shit. Stop.
You're a whole ass tiger. What is wrong with you? Can't you he should be eating her. What was she?
Died.
She's lower on the food chain. What is that?
Oh my God. I just could not
So
stop
ridiculous. This generation is soft.
Way too soft.
God.
Way too soft. We did have a thank you from yesterday from Heather Sella, who said, I totally agree with you. The people who need thoughts and prayers the most are the people who perpetuate these ideals, and for the mentally ill people who carry them out. I pray that God will open their hearts and minds to see the evil that has gripped them. Thank you very much for that.
That's
Now
the same anti-God sentiment is what motivated the shooter. So if people are saying no prayers, congratulations, you're like that person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Now you.
Oh, it's me. Oh, it's my turn already. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared. Marcy Peerless. Good morning, chicks. Have a wonderful weekend. See y'all Monday morning. We'll be here Tuesday.
Yes, which is what she said next. She
Yes,
realized.
or Tuesday if you're taking a well-deserved rest on Labor Day. Yes, we are taking a rest on Labor Day. We're going to be spending it with our families. So thank you. And yes, I hope everybody else is taking a nice day off on Monday. I hope that you're doing that.
Mhm.
CSD 901, happy 52nd anniversary to my wonderful husband. It was the best decision we ever made. That is so great. Happy anniversary to you two. That's wonderful.
Love it.
MTX 485, other major Islamic kabooms, 1993, New York City, 1995, Paris, 1995, Riyadh, 1998, Nairobi, 2001, New York City, 2002, Bali, 2004, Madrid, 2005, London, 2008, Mumbai, 2016, Brussels, 2016, Nice, 2017, and Manchester. Yeah, exactly.
Yikes, that's a lot.
A whole lot. Stroke Jen. Gavin triggered by hats. I love it. Gavin is triggered by hats. I love it. Yeah, he is. He's a baby. He's kind of like Daniel Tiger is what he is. Bo Mama 8. Daisy, I swear sometimes I think you're in my head. What you said about Gavin was verbatim in my head and came out your mouth. It's not the first time that's happened though, to be honest. I can see that. Stroke Jen. Hair Bear does need the extra protein. Yeah.
Oh, gross. Jen.
There. Okay. He could probably get it in other sources, but he chooses a source. Don Ackley, 2160. It was revealed that the Minneapolis shooter wrote that he didn't want to be trans anymore, but felt locked into being trans because he had been brainwashed into believing it and was afraid of reversing his decision. Yikes.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Aaron Krieger, I can't get the Hillary in the White House song out of my head, so thanks for that, jerk. Take my money. And Stroke Jen, what tiger would eat egg salad? Love you both. That's right.
Which was his point. He's like, shouldn't you be eating a steak or something?
Should be eating something other than egg salad. That's right. You guys were bringing it in. We are bringing it in. You know what I can't wait to do? I can't wait to do my organization. I can't wait to do that this weekend. I'm going to find time and I'm going to organize all my tiny little books in my tiny little itsy bitsy bookshelf. I cannot wait to do that. It's going to be one of my weekend projects. You guys have a wonderful holiday weekend, and we will see you on Tuesday. Bye, everybody.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.